The future keeps getting brighter in Vancouver as prospect Tom Willander impresses at the rookie development camp, and Vincent Desharnais speaks out on why he joined the Canucks. But let's hop straight into the first topic, which is Tom Willander is the future. Now, obviously, Tom Willander, everyone knows him, former first-round pick for the Vancouver Canucks, and we get an inside scoop from Dave Hall, who was at the rookie development camp, and he says it's really just a lot of drills that focus on quick plays and quick transitions. It's early in the summer, a lot of kids haven't skated in a while. Some are coming off jet planes from all over the world, so everyone's a bit rusty. Without trying, you're almost just gravitating towards Willander because he's doing everything so smoothly and effortlessly. It's nice to see the improvement, and you get a true appreciation for how smooth he really is. Now, like I said, Tom Willander, first round pick for the Vancouver Canucks in 2023, picked 11th overall, is coming off his first season in North America with Boston University in the Hockey East in University. And obviously, he put up 4 goals, 21 assists for 25 points. Tom Willander is looking like a future star for the Vancouver Canucks. Griffin, what's your thoughts on this guy just continuing his development into rookie camp?
I love to see it. I'm happy that he is a bigger defenseman who's developing into a player who will eventually start for the Vancouver Canucks. I believe he'll be one of those guys who, when we eventually lose one of these defensemen to a long-term contract or a short-term contract, I should say, I think he'll be ready to step in and make that jump when it's necessary coming up from the juniors. I think he's going to be very nice and he's going to excel. You saw with Boston that he was able to create a lot of opportunities, has a great plus-minus rating, decent amount of points and a decent amount of games played. He wasn't averaging a point a game, but he still was contributing, you see there. And I think it's going to be a great move for Vancouver, where we have a bright future ahead with a lot of great prospects coming out of his development camp. And I think the future is only going to get brighter from here.
Yeah, and the big thing is Tom Willander is not a small boy at the age of 19. You can see that he's 6'1", 180 pounds. He's a puck-moving defenseman. You see he was 8th in total points on Boston University just in his first year, 2nd in defenseman scoring behind Lane Hudson. And when you truly look at Tom Willander's stats, just deep diving, looking on this guy, the drafts all say Willander's value stems from the combination of high-end skating and motor. He's always engaged defensively, using his dynamic posture and aggressive footwork to guide attackers away from the middle and break up plays among the boards. When you add in the fact he's both strong and a skilled, physical, and relentless compete for every puck, he's a nightmare to play against. Even if you start to manage or gain an advantage, Willander has the quickness to recover most of the time. This guy has top 4 written all over him for the Vancouver Canucks, and it's honestly showing how we're bringing in some guys on the 2-year contracts, 1-year contracts like Derek Forbert. Bringing in these guys is just bridging until the future of a guy like Tom Willander finally makes it up. He's a right-handed defenseman. The league cannot have enough of right-handed defensemen, and it's even better that the Vancouver Canucks have a future star in a guy like Tom Willander coming into the organization. And Griffin, just looking at this guy, do you think he spends another year in Boston University, maybe comes up to Abbotsford towards the end of the year, or do you think he might make a huge jump straight into the Canucks lineup maybe the next season?
I could see him coming to Abbotsford near the end of the collegiate season, maybe after that wraps up, depending on how that season goes. Then making the jump to Abbotsford where he can get some AHL experience, have a bit more of a faster game, work on refining some of the things that he has to make perfect before he can make that jump to the NHL. However, I do think he could be like one of those players like Niels Alman, who made a jump into the postseason as an injury filler or just a roster shakeup. Same with Vasily Podkolzin. I think he's going to be one of those roster guys consistently this season. So if Willander can step into a position like that in the postseason or later on in the season, I think he puts himself in a great position to potentially make the team the following season after that.
Yeah, the big thing is we've seen Cale Makar of the Colorado Avalanche have a dominant season playing in college. We've seen him jump straight into the Avs lineup going into the playoffs. So really depending on this season, Tom Willander could be playing for the Vancouver Canucks going into the playoffs if injuries occur or if his season continues to dominate. What are you guys' thoughts on Tom Willander? What's your thoughts on his future? What do you think he projects to be in the NHL? Because I think he's going to be a top 4 defenseman. But before we hop straight into the second topic, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that is subscribed. We're trying to reach 3,500 by Sunday. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button. We'll be here giving you updates from all around the league, from on prospects, game recaps, trades, rumors, anything you can think of. So make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. We'll be here all off season. But let's hop straight into the second topic today, which is Vincent Desharnais speaks out on joining team. Now, the first quote was Vincent Desharnais just speaking to the media today. He said, "When I got the offer from my agent from Vancouver, Rick Tocchet and Adam Foote actually wanted to give me a call just to talk about their mentality, where they see me, what I could work with them." He continues on to say, "I've been doing nothing but good things about, I've heard nothing but good things about Adam Foote and how detailed he is on a coach and how the decor improved," said Desharnais. "I'm very excited to get started with Adam, with the coaching staff. They're very structured, they're very detailed, and I think it's going to help me quite a bit to get better." And just Griffin, looking at this, just seeing a guy coming from the Edmonton Oilers, speaking out and just saying how good Adam Foote is, how good this coaching staff is, and how just well respected they are. What's your thoughts and just initial thoughts on him saying this?
I love that you added that we were able to steal him from the Oilers there. That was a little bit of revenge for the playoffs there. But I think it's a testament to Rick Tocchet and this coaching staff of him just being a player's coach, where you see he has a coaching staff full of former players and former Canucks at that, where he's wanting to surround it with Canucks inside and out and build this culture under his era, where he wants to be he wants to leave a dynasty with this team, or a legacy with this team, I should say, where he wants it to be continuing long after he's gone. Hopefully that isn't for a long time, but he wants something lasting in Vancouver, something consistent, and something that is player friendly and contributes to nothing but player growth and getting the best out of these guys. I think Desharnais recognizes that, especially with a defensive coach like Adam Foote and a coach like Rick Tocchet. I think he's in the perfect position with Vancouver to really take his career to the next level and be utilized in Vancouver in a way that Edmonton never could.
Yeah, and the big thing is we're starting to see it quite a bit. We're seeing these former players becoming coaches, becoming development coaches, just how respected they are around their organization from what they did at their time in the league and post being out of the league. But looking at Desharnais, he brings quite a bit to this Canucks team. Obviously, in 78 games for the Oilers, he put up 1 goal, 10 assists for 11 points. He had 41 shots, 42 giveaways, 14 takeaways, but he is 6'7". We can see that last season he had 135 hits, he had 122 blocks, and this guy is a tree. This is Tyler Myers 2.0, in my opinion. At the age of 28, you're bringing this guy in, a former 7th round pick who is averaging 15 minutes and 44 seconds time on ice. This is someone that can grow with this team. This is someone that still has good years ahead of him. I actually think the best years of his career are still ahead of him. And what's your thoughts on his impact playing on this third line once they do get him in?
I think it's going to be great. I think it's definitely a void that they needed to fill after losing a big guy like Nikita Zadorov. They needed a bigger guy to anchor down this defense. We have Noah Juulsen. Now we have Desharnais also on the right side. So our defense is looking a bit more physical than it did last season, despite the big body of Nikita Zadorov not being there. He is a bigger guy like Tyler Myers. Like you said, he will be able to be more of a shutdown defenseman, and he can get in front of pucks. He'll block shots, and he is a wrecking ball. 135 hits is nothing to scoff at. I think Vancouver, like we kept saying, they are trying to build a physical identity as their secondary identity along with their depth. So I think this is a great way of getting towards that and having that be one of their components of their game that just dominates teams next season.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. We're seeing this Canucks team really lean into this hard physicality, hard to play against, players you just don't want to get matched up against. Obviously, you have your skilled fours of JT Miller, you have Pettersson, Boeser, bringing a guy like Jake DeBrusk, Quinn Hughes. These guys are going to put up points, but you need the guys that are going to wear and tear people. We've seen how much they wore and tore on the Edmonton Oilers to the point where Leon Draisaitl wasn't himself in the finals because of injuries he suffered playing the Canucks. Adding these guys are going to be game changers, especially with how many players the Canucks added. Patrik Allvin has done a genius job with all this. But what's your guys' thoughts on what Desharnais said? What's your thoughts on his impact coming in? And what's your thoughts on Tom Willander, another future right-handed defenseman for the Vancouver Canucks? Let us know down in the comments. But speaking on comments, we'll get everyone's favorite topic, which is comment of the day. And the comment today comes from Callum McKenzie 6160. He said, "You guys got to do a live stream." And we've been actually talking about this. We're going to get lives going soon. We actually are in the works of trying to get some people to join us on the lives as special guests. So if you want to see anyone, let us know down in the comments. You can go comment on their channel that we're looking to get people on. I know we have one person already in mind and we're reaching out to others as well. But while you're down there, leave a comment on who you want to see us have on these live streams. You could be featured on the next episode as comments of the day. While down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We're trying to reach 3,500 by Sunday. I know you guys can smash this, so go down and do that. But I've been your host, Mark, with my co-host Griffin. Take care.